I want to start with the question, what is enough? How do you know when you have enough? I think that is a question, or the answer is arbitrary. And it's based on our perceptions. What is enough for one person may not be enough for someone else. And some people never feel that they have enough. I would actually make the argument that we have more than enough. And my evidence for that is the storage locker industry. If we didn't have more than enough, we would have enough space in our houses for everything that we need. And all the things that come for our annual garage sale, and I know Clara doesn't want me to, we don't want you to stop giving those things. You just keep looking at all your things and deciding whether you really have enough. And if you realize how much more you have than enough, Clara will be in good shape for her garage sale every year. Every now and then we have to challenge ourselves on this because we like to accumulate. We want the security of knowing that we'll never run out. Pick your topic, because it applies in lots of areas, right? Well, there's actually a more recent, I don't know what to call it, it's called epigenetics, that has started to look at our DNA, now that we know more about DNA and we can see it and we can watch markers. And they can actually, they've actually seen that trauma, when we experience traumatic events, it gets marked on our DNA and it gets passed to generations. So we are carrying within ourselves, without any consciousness, we carry past traumas of our ancestors. This must have been something that was done on Native Americans, and I didn't read about that one, but I read about one that was done on Civil War veterans versus their children, where they could see that the children of people who lived through terrible conditions during the Civil War, the men that were fighting, their children didn't live as long. They've watched, it's as if PTSD, now that we know more about what that is, can be marked on our DNA. Just as things like famine. People who live through famine, their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren tend to hoard food and be overweight to obese. I'd like to claim that as my defense for why I hoard food. I'm not sure that it's really a defense as much as it is maybe make myself feel better about it. But the reality is there are things at play, but we can still call ourselves to challenge those things, to challenge how we live our faith and how we live in relation to other people.